Namaskar, my name is Nidhi. I'm working as a health consultant non-medical in Delhi. I've completed my master's in clinical psychology and in yoga sciences from Bangalore. And rest I'm going to start with the introduction of wellness and yoga practices in your daily life routine.
And today I'm here to teach you and to tell you some guidelines and wellness on yoga practices and how to implement these yogic practices in your life and your daily routine. Now let's start with little one small Om chant. Close your eyes and sit properly. Erect your neck and keep observing your breathing. Observe, keep observing your thoughts here, along with the awareness of your breath. Now take a deep breath while paying a humble gratitude towards your Almighty, towards your body, your family, and your friends. Along with the deep breath, let us chant one Om and start the session. Take a deep breath. Now gently open your eyes. You all must be thinking that why I have started with Om chant. It is not related with the Om or any religion, any spirituality. It is related with only your breath. Breath is our primary medium of our body. We are not aware, we don't concentrate towards our breath. And when we start chant, even in any languages, when we start chant Om, or when we start even a bifurcation of our letters like A, O and Ma. Ma in a Brahmari sound, Ma in a humble uh, which resonant in your cranium region. When we start chanting, we take a deep breath from our navel region and then we move towards our thoracic, that means your chest region, and then we came towards our facial region here, which is a cranium part of your body. So then we came to know that how we have to chant. Chant along with the awareness of your breath with equal ratio of 1 is to 1, one ratio of inhalation and one ratio of exhalation. Now, now let me explain you little about the body, which is a very basic concept of our body. And if we talk about our body, we generally bifurcate ourselves in two genders, male or female. How do we bifurcate about our genders, male or female? After observing this body structure, and then we say she's a female and he's a male, right? Then what happened? These things comes under anatomy and physiology of your body. Anatomy will define you as a male or a female gender bifurcation. And what is the role of your physiology? Physiology of your body always define you with your certain practices, in the sense certain practices of your daily routine. Say for an example, if I'm thinking something but I am working as a professional life in somewhere at my workplace, but I am at the back of my mind, I am thinking emotionally, I am reacting towards my emotions, but aware with my body at my workplace. These all are your physiological reasonings, because our body always reacts in three. Psyche of a mind always uh, perform in a three level. How? Physical, mental and emotional. So when we talk about our psyche of our mind, so that results always in your physiological department of your body. Why I said department? Because anatomy has already defined that you are a male or you are a female. But in this department, when we start thinking, when we start performing in these three sections, physical body, mental body, and emotional body, we come under only one umbrella, and that is your physiology of your body. And you always start reacting towards your emotion. First, always you react to your emotional body. Emotional body is always your thought process. What we think, what we saw, we reap, and we get results. We, as for an example, we saw some thought that this is going to happen to me, I am not going to get success in this exam. These are your physiological reasonings which you are resulting in your body. This comes under the umbrella of your emotional imbalances or imbalances. Then you came to, you are hurting, you are moving towards your mental health, and that's where we are coming now. Yogic practices comes under the umbrella of your mental health main. It always even rectify your mental health and then comes at your physical health. So always be aware at every nanosecond that what your mental health is talking and discussing within yourself. That is, your emotional balances move towards your mental health. Mental health is affecting your body, in the form of your disorders or diseases. How we form in disorders and diseases, when we have blockages of our self restraints in our body, and when we are affecting our vital forces in our body, and that results in your some kind of ailments. Now these days we have a common ailments, like let's give you example of diabetes, thyroid, back problem. Initially these problems were very in least examples, but these days now these diseases or disorders have become a remarkable benchmark to all of you, that okay, he's a diabetic, he's a normal person. Now every day, one or other day, everybody is suffering from diabetes. No, we have affected our emotional health, and which has gone towards your mental health, and now it is affecting towards your physical health. And that's why it is bifurcated in your physiological part of your body. Now, when we are talking at this gross level, in this scientific level, how yogic practice can help in these things. Yogic practice is always related with the spiritual awakening. When we talk about the spirituality here, we are not talking about the spirituality that this spirituality belongs towards any religion or any bifurcation of caste, color, creed. No, everyone has equal right on their spirituality. So spirituality means right direction, righteous truth direction, right decision making. You are working on your intellect every nanosecond in towards the journey of your spirituality. Do remember, towards the journey of your spirituality. And spirituality can only understand between the segment of your life and death, and what we are relating with our body. Body is a basic element, anatomically and physiologically you are resulting, and breath is your primary medium to analyze every nanosecond. Why I am repeating nanosecond? If we are talking about any non-material or materialistic life, we are talking about human form, we are talking about, say for an example, about the product, everything starts with the basic thing, that means your atom. An atom makes, multiplies things and make a formation of your product, make a formation of your human form, and then what is resulting in your physiological reason, emotional balances, mental balances, and then the physical balances results. Right? Now, when we talk about these at scientific level, that we are working on these physiological reasons, in spiritual science also, long ago, in the tradition of Shiva tradition, Lord Shiva's tradition, it has been already explained, and along with the validate fact of our ancient texts, that Our body works at 3 levels. How? First type of body according to spiritual science is your gross body. That means your physical body. Second type of your body is always your subtle body. That means on your mental health. And then after attaining physical plus mental, you are attaining your transcendental bliss. In Hindi, we say first gross body, we say a sthul sharir, we say Sukshma Shari to a subtle body, and subtle body is always made up of 17 basic elements. And then we are reaching towards the third part of your body, that is your transcendental bliss, complete inner peace and happiness of your body, where you are aware of your body but you are not attached towards your body. This is all yoga practices that I can understand. But why I am here, why I am telling you these three basic, because everywhere we have started with the science and that we have divided our body into two parts. A, up, in gender bifurcation of your anatomy, and then second part is of your physiological, where we are running in these three section. And in spirituality, in our spiritual science also, we are explaining the same thing. So everything is interrelated. We can't say that this is not logical, this is logical. Now, now you have observed one more thing, that we are talking again and again about the body and mind. So yogic practice is always related with a healthy body and a healthy mind. If you are healthy with your body, that body cannot define with your slim, your lean position only. No, that means you are aware about your body, you have a control over your body, you have control over your diet. That is your physical body. That means that you have a awareness of your desires, that what you have to do, where you have to do, what you have to eat. You are portion wise aware about your diet, about your positions which you are going to practice. And then in the mental health, if we are completely healthy wise, we have attained our physical body, then we are moving towards the mental health. We are improving, we are gaining our mental health. These days what is happening, we are running, everybody has a running number of thoughts every second, that we have thoughts, we are sitting somewhere at the physical position and mentally we are at some other position. Why? Because we are always conscious about what we have to do, we are always worrying about our future, right? Yoga will tell you, yogic practices will teach you that how to be stable with your mind, how to um, control over your senses, right? So as we have discussed here, according to spiritual science also, three types of body. Now we are going to discuss about the subtle movements of your body. Subtle movements, say for an example, here I would like to give you an example, like uh, sometimes we experience, we are talking and we say, we discuss with our friends or colleagues that this already has happened with me in life, I don't know when, where. When we say when, where, that means this conscious state of your mind has already experienced. How did you experience all these things? We say intuition, we say past life karma activity, which is very correct. Everything is interrelated, but it is related with your subtle experience, because at that particular nanosecond of your uh, life segment, you are experiencing your purity of your thoughts. What we are doing, what we are facing today in this pandemic situation especially, and in our daily life routine, we are getting aggressive, we are observing, and we are developing more towards negative thoughts. No, I can't do. You are stopping yourself from the universe. You are stopping your body. You are stopping your mental health. You are stopping your psyche of your mind, that no, I can't do. Once you have started with no, I can't do, just put an effort. Put an effort and start doing. Don't expect your results. What we are doing, we are expecting results. At the end of the session, I would like to share one story also, so that you can able to understand this complete yogic lecture in a very easy form. But I would like to explain you that how these things are um, adaptable and very easy to implement in our life. Only we get scared because in front of our letharginess, in front of our negative thought processes, we allow ourselves to give up. Yogic practices helps you to gain your confidence, self-analyzation every nanosecond. Now let me give you example of self-analyzation here. Generally, we are in the situation and we lie. We have everybody as a in a human form. We lie to each other, and we say we don't lie. But yes, we know we lie. We are lying. How do we define now that I am in this category of lying? Because when you are saying I am not lying, that means your first step is that you are lying. Now, how to identify that you are making a fool in front of everyone? You are making a fool to other people also. To you can even make a fool to your parents also. No, Papa, I have done my studies. I've completed my homework assignments. Don't worry, I'll get this marks. I'll get this. I'm studying for three years, but you are not studying. Example. Only your soul, you cannot lie to your soul, and your soul is only reflecting you that look, you are lying. Our soul is a pure reflection of ourselves, and that's what we are going to learn in these yogic practices, right? Now, in spiritual sciences, I spoke about three bodies, and I was talking about then subtle. Why I have given that past that example to you? Because now we are going to enter little bit in a subtle body. Subtle body is made up of 17 basic elements in our body. As we have already done, we have already studied in science textbook long back in grade 5, grade 6, that how many senses we have. We all know that we have 5 senses: nose, ears, eyes, skin, right? And to smell. But the thing is, we are studying in the class grade 5 or 6 these things. Long back in Shiva's tradition, in ancient tradition, it has already been mentioned. It has already been mentioned as a quality of 5 senses, right? And everything resides in our body. It is logical, it is practical, yes, it resides in our body. Let's say example in our body, we take example of our these 5 fingers. We move these 5 fingers like this and observe the movement. When you see observing the movement of your physical activity of your finger, that comes in the category of physics. You observe, might be you are observing velocity and speed, right, which is absolutely right. But it even reflects spiritual velocities, spiritual speeds. When we are starting with the index finger first, observe the speed of your finger, index finger. When we were talking about the 5 senses, now we are discussing about the 5 quality of your senses in our body, in our fingers. Movement of this index finger is very, very fast. Fine. This is called as Vayu, air. Vayu in Sanskrit and air in English. Now, which middle finger? Obviously, right? Middle finger is the highest finger out of all 5, right? This is called as Akash, sky. Sky has no limits. Then observe the movement, observe the movement. Observe the speed of your finger. Now you come at your ring finger, observe the speed of your finger. It what revolves around your solar system? Earth. This reflects your earth in the quality of your 5 senses. Now observe your little finger. Observe the speed of your little finger. Observe the wave, water, and then the thumb. Stubborn. You are stubborn here and observe the movement. Here this movement called as a Agni, fire, right? Now, everything is existing in our body, existing in our hand. Why we are talking about these? When we talk about the mudras, we always start with the meditating posture. there are so many meditative postures, siddhasan, padmasan, and many more, but we always first catch hold our even hand mudra, right? Hand mudra, with the tip of your Agni and your Vayu, you are controlling towards your aggression, and you're controlling towards this scattered mind. Observe the subtle qualities. And then you are sitting in this position, spine erect, and focusing towards your breath. When we press these fingertips here, we say a Gyan mudra, and commonly we known as a Gyan mudra, that it is for the knowledge. But knowledge of what? We all are knowledgeable these days. We all are literate. But being a literate, we are behaving illiterate. Observe that. Where we are practicing illiteracy here. We are practicing illiteracy, that we practice yoga every day in the morning. I have a calm state. Yoga can never allow you to speak about I. Yoga will always catch hold you with we. When you say you are doing, I do pranayam every day, I can teach you. Nobody can be a master. We can always be a student till last breath. Master is only one, Lord Shiva, who has created these practices for us. Now, when we were talking about this Hasta Mudra, that means a Gyan Mudra, that means for the concentration, knowledge what we have gained, we are concentrating towards the knowledge of wisdom. Wisdom means intellect. Intellect in Hindi is your buddhi. Buddhi, that means a right decision making, that yes, I am aware in my body. Now I am concentrating between my body and my mind, and I am happily joining my journey towards the transcendental bliss. Right? On these fingers, along with the movement of our speed, I taught you about the quality of these senses. But when we were talking about the 17 subtle body movements, now observe that subtle body movements, that also you have already done in your basic science. First five. First five is your Gyanendriya. That means you are gaining a knowledge of your senses beyond the quality. You are moving towards the depth of your quality now. Gyanendriya. Netra, eyes, that means to see. Shrotra, that means to listen. Then Nasika, yani ki in, that means to smell. Twak means to touch, that means your skin, right? And what is left now? We have done with ears, eyes, nose, and this. Now, fifth one is left with rasna. That means your jiva, tongue. That means a taste bud, your throat, your esophagus, your trachea, to swallow, to move towards the food, towards your digestive system. Everything. See, the science of your spirituality is so interrelated with your body. Everything resides in your body. Now, beyond these five, after these Gyanendriya, we are reaching towards the Karamendriya. What is these Karamendriya? Karamendriya is your action of your senses. Action of your senses means Vak means to speech again. Pad means your pair, your feet. Hast means your hand. Payu means your rectum, functioning of your reproduction system. Upast, genital organ, functioning of your reproductive system. Everything is interrelated. Now, how can you understand these Gyanendriya and Karmendriya? Now you can understand very easily after next 5. 5 plus 5 is 10 now. Now we are reaching towards the next 5, that is your Panch Pran. Now if I am sitting here, my body is completely working inside. My body is working with the primary region of my primary with my vital force of my primary region, that is my pran. Pran means vayu. Pran vayu, some somewhere you can hear that pran vayu is only one. No, but it has also 5 panch prans we have inside our body. Panch pran, that starts with the pran. It resides here in your heart. Then when we talk about saman, saman means to balance, balance your digestive system. It resides in your navel. And then apan, apan means below lower abdomen. That means your rectum and genital working system. And then movement of your udan. Udan means your upper region, upper abdomen region of your navel. Navel is your epicenter of your body. Navel is the main epicenter of your body. So when we are discussing about pran, so pran is always circulating everywhere, but it has other bifurcation, other ways of functioning also. As I said, pran resides in heart region, and at navel it resides with saman. Saman means to balance, apan means to outward direction, that means elimination of your reproduction system with genital forces, rectum forces, and udan. Udan means your to balance your hiccups, burps. Nowadays, acidic reflexes are very, very common. And when we talk about the acidic reflexes, we have certain yogic practices to control over them, to balance them. So there we are not controlling over our reflex action, we are balancing our udan vayu. And the most important is your vyan vayu. That means a vyan vayu is circulating from your head to toe. It circulates from your Sahasrara chakra, that means your head, crown of your head to your big toe. And it is really a validate fact, has been mentioned in so many ancient texts. You can even Google also. Fine. Now we have complete 15 subtle bodies, subtle elements of our body. Now we are coming towards last two practice, subtle elements. Think about it. What is this? When we attain these practices, Panch Gyanendriya, Karamendriya, and then Panch Pran, these practices first we gain through our body. That means with our gross body. That means from our sthul sharir, physical body. How we gain? Through practices, yogic practices, then only we can gain. And then we are attaining, we are moving. Subtle body is always a segment between your journey of your yoga, right? So now we are attaining buddhi and man. These are your left 16 and 17 elements of your subtle body. Buddhi and man. Buddhi means intellect, right decision making, spirituality. Spirituality, as I started with also spirituality is not related in nowhere it has been mentioned in ancient text also that spirituality is related with the physical bifurcations like religion, color, caste. It is only related with your right decision making, that we have only two paths in our life, right or wrong. That's it. Yes or no. Confusing state we are creating because we don't have a clarity of our mind. Understood? Now, we have finished 17 subtle bodies. These are the 17 subtle elements of our body is very important in yoga practices, because you are not only gaining your physical health benefits, you are also gaining your mental health benefits. That's why it is very important to understand these three types of body. We are not here discussing much about the transcendental bliss. This is a long way to go. Now, how do we practice now these 17 elements? As I have started in my beginning, that yoga tradition has been started from Lord Shiva's tradition, and after Lord Shiva's tradition on earth, it has been explained in the form of a compilation in the form of, say for an example, in our tradition, as we all came to know about that, we have four Vedas, four ancient Vedas, and then that I will not tell that I will not tell now. In another session, I will teach you about the Vedas also. We are talking here only about the yoga practices. So compilation of a yoga has been promoted and propagated by Maharishi Patanjali, and it is easily available in our society, in our modern society, in the form of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, right? Now in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, what is Patanjali Yoga Sutra? Patanjali Yoga Sutra, here we are talking sutra. When we chant something, we are chanting to one particular mantra. So when we are starting practicing about the yogic practices, that how to start our discipline, how to start our guidelines towards the wellness of our body, towards the wellness of our mental health. Patanjali Yoga Sutra is the primary propagated book in ancient texts which has been gifted to all of us in a human form to move ahead.